On today's episode, we will reveal every new feature in the 2024 Tesla Model 3, quality control issues hit early Cybertruck deliveries, and we find out what happens when you strap solar panels to a Model Y. In a January 9th post on X.com, Tesla announced that the new Model 3 refresh has arrived in the United States. The new 2024 version of the company's electric sedan had been spotted at the Fremont plant in California as early as December, and now that it's officially in production for Canada and the US, we can prepare all the things that are changing with this year's model. First off, don't worry, despite 50% of the vehicle components being changed, pricing appears to have remained mostly the same, which means that the long-range and rear-wheel drive models can still get Canada's $5,000 federal rebate, but this new vehicle does not qualify for America's $7,500 EV credit unless you choose to lease the vehicle, which is complicated because Tesla does not offer lease buyouts at the end of the term, so you have to give the car back. There's also a noticeable lack of performance option for the new Model 3. Tesla says that they are working on it. The long-range trim seems to have a slightly boosted range, about 2.4% higher than before to 341 miles, but the other versions appear to be the same as before. This might be because of the newly designed wheels or because the long range is now 4 pounds lighter, while the rear-wheel drive is 29 pounds heavier than the previous Model 3 was. The weight change comes with a completely overhauled suspension, right down to a new layout that improves upon old geometry, and a new mounting style to attach to the subframe. All the new springs and dampers reportedly shave 1/10 of an inch off the vehicle's ride height and make for a smoother, quieter ride. In fact, one of the big features is a 30% decrease in ambient noise from outside the vehicle. This was achieved with pieces like the hood being reshaped to specifically lower wind noise, new tires designed with extra cushioning to lower road noise by up to 20% over last year's model, and more general sound insulation to take care of the rest. The company also gave this Model 3 acoustic glass on the rear windows to match the front windows that were already installed on older Model 3s. The car's body was given a few changes as well. Stiffer overall construction has led to better handling, the bumper has been redesigned, and a sharp, streamlined new headlight shape was added, while bringing the taillights into a single-unit design for easier production and reliability. They also took the opportunity to eliminate the fog lights entirely. Tesla doesn't think you need them anymore. Storage space overall has been reportedly increased by 4.4%, and the trunk has been upgraded with a second motor, making it close easier and quieter. All of the body changes have resulted in a 1-inch longer profile and a reported 8% increased efficiency entirely due to the better aerodynamics, while adding new safety features like a new latch at the bottom of the doors, which increases protection from door impacts. And while it doesn't help with safety, we should mention that the exterior has 2 new colors available for the 2024 finish: Stealth Gray at no extra cost, and Ultra Red at $2,000. Moving into the redesigned interior, Tesla upgraded the whole car with what they are calling premium materials. The new fabric is reportedly soft and uses a higher quality sewing process that makes for a better texture. This goes with the swooping lines of the new doors and the dashboard, which continues the textured trend with a woven material. The rear seats have had an update to their material that matches the perforated designs of the front, as well as just generally being more comfortable. The front seats are the only ones ventilated and heated right now though, so call shotgun quickly. The center infotainment touchscreen was also upgraded, taking the old chunky look and slimming it down and fine-tuning the screen to be more responsive, brighter, and show higher contrast. They even added a little 8-inch touchscreen for people riding in the back seat, which can hook up 2 headphones at once and gives them their own climate controls, which have also been redesigned. Aside from the seat options we mentioned earlier, the new 2.0 ventilation system can now separately turn off the passenger's side air vents. The steering wheel is now where you'll find your turn signals, lights, a new camera button, microphone control, and wiper controls, so no more stocks for the Model 3. The car now has 5G connectivity and boasts 50% improved cell connection over the 2023 model. The Wi-Fi also received a range boost to double the old capacity, improving the connectivity with your phone so the vehicle can sync from further away. An improved Bluetooth setup matches that, and the upgraded microphones, one for each side of the car. The sound system itself got an upgrade as well and includes 17 speakers, 2 subwoofers, and 2 amplifiers. Adding metal handles and a 65-watt USB-C charger in the center console finishes off the new textures and utility, while a new multicolor LED strip around the dash and doors of the interior gives a soft ambience to the whole thing. Deliveries for this refreshed Model 3 will be starting around the end of January. The first Cybertrucks have begun rolling out to ordinary buyers who aren't either Tesla employees or celebrity VIPs, and the quality control issues have already reared their ugly head. On January 11th, some photos of a Cybertruck with what looks to be warped body panels showed up in a post on the Cybertruck Owners Club forums. The new owner took delivery of the all-wheel drive truck earlier that same day and immediately took a bunch of pictures. From the first round of snaps, we can see misalignment in the door and the body panels at the rear quarter of the vehicle, which is not what one wants to find on their new $100,000 electric pickup truck. Considering the attention his post got, the Cybertruck owner took new photos the next day in daylight using a tape measure to give some context to the separation of the rear quarter panel. The owner goes on to say that he could not tell that it was out of alignment unless he put his face right up to it, and the tape measure showed that the panel was making a gap about 3/16 of an inch away from the truck, which is not great, but not as huge as it looked the night before. Tesla's not off the hook though, as he reports in the same follow-up post that the right turn signal was having trouble activating, only working maybe 30% of the time. That is a bigger issue, but the owner says that he expected some defects as part of owning a Cybertruck from the first commercial run, and likely won't bother getting the company to fix the panel deviations when he goes in to get the turn signal fixed, which reportedly is already scheduled with his local Tesla service center. This particular Cybertruck owner might be fine with their new truck having clear gaps in their vehicle panels, but some of the people replying to his post were disappointed that this is still happening with Tesla products. Generally speaking, every time Tesla has put out a new vehicle, there have been problems with the fit and finish of their new car being reported by customers. Gaps in body panels, door frames, and general misalignments across Tesla's fleet have been known issues until the company could work out all the kinks in their production lines. And the tricky construction process of the Cybertruck means that any small defects in one of the angular flat body panels will show up much more obviously at the corners and edges where panels end or meet. This isn't to say that Tesla's quality control team shouldn't be catching these issues before the truck leaves the line, but it is something that will likely take some time to figure out to the satisfaction of some Tesla owners. On January 11th, a Reddit user in the server r/Tesla Lounge posted an engineering project he was working on featuring a portable solar roof panel for the Tesla Model Y. The user in question was actually Omid Sagadpour, a software engineer and business owner who immediately began advertising his team's invention. According to Omid, this apparatus is called the Beta 1, a collapsible solar array that fits onto the roof rack of a Model Y and can provide the user with a portable solution to extend their range during the day. And while the current design makes use of telescoping carbon fiber tubes and 3D printing parts, the prototype we see in the images and the videos posted by Omid has been built on a wooden frame. He does give us some of the specifics though. Omid says that the team originally started with Renogy brand 175-watt flexible solar panels, but now make use of more rigid 200-watt versions. These 9 panels weigh about 75 kilograms and were chosen so they could be unfolded within the footprint of a standard US parking lot space, which means it can provide anywhere from 2,000 to 4,000 watts of power, which translates to roughly 32 kilometers or 20 miles of extra range per day, assuming about 5 hours of sun exposure. So assuming your car is parked for a while, like when you're working, then it could be getting a slow recharge. For comparison, a Tesla V4 supercharger can put out 250 kilowatts or 250,000 watts of charging power, so we do mean slow. It is definitely early days for the project. The projections for power output are still being worked out according to Omid himself, and part of the reason for that is the team is still changing the design in big ways, like searching for cheaper panel manufacturers and developing a better frame. A common criticism of this solar array so far is that in its stowed configuration, it seems a bit unwieldy. The package folds up into a boxy flat pack which sits high on the Model Y's roof and could very well cost the Model Y some range just from not being aerodynamic at all. For his part, Omid revealed he and his design team already have plans for Beta 2, which will address this issue by fabricating their own rack from aluminum, allowing for a more sleek custom fit that will be able to accommodate the use of aerodynamic baffles and windbreakers. Omid's new company, Dart Solar, has a site showing off the project and even has a list of current engineering challenges being worked on by the team. Things like smoother actuators that would help make deployment easier and DC-to-DC charging to improve efficiency, so it looks like they're actually working on this project. And there is interest in this sort of technology. Tesla themselves made a couple of attempts to develop solar range boosting technology for the past couple of years. Back in 2017, CEO Elon Musk said that the Model 3 would likely add a solar roof option, but that didn't end up working, with Elon pointing out that a car's roof is not shaped very well for solar gathering. But at the time, he also put forward an idea that a deployable cover could add something like 20 miles to the range of a Model 3, and in 2019, Tesla did also try again with the Cybertruck tonneau cover, suggesting that a solar version could likely be added that could give the truck another 15 miles of range per day, with the further option of deployable solar wings, which could generate even more power. Judging by both Tesla and now Dart Solar's efforts, a deployable solar system that works will need to trade power collection for space, with more space being needed for more sensitive panels to get just a little more power. It's not an easy thing to work out, but Omid's team is trying to beat the Tesla Cybertruck accessory team to the solution, so best of luck.